And in a startling move, military-style trucks used by Homeland Security investigations drove through Lower Manhattan, escorted by armed federal agents.
There is no excuse for sending military-style vehicles and a national law enforcement response for street vendors.
None of this is about public safety. It is about fear and chaos.
Ordinary New Yorkers on their way home or coming home stood up and said what you were doing is shameful.
We open tonight on a dramatic confrontation in New York City's Chinatown. On Canal Street, a bustling hub for refugee street vendors, an attempted ICE raid was met with something the agents clearly didn't expect: collective, non-violent resistance from the local community. The community massed together and, with incredible courage, effectively pushed immigration and customs enforcement agents right off the streets. This extraordinary moment is a powerful lesson in how non-violent action can defeat oppressive state tactics. But to understand this resistance, we must first understand the political strategy behind the raid.
Undocumented New Yorkers trying to pursue the American dream should not be the target of law enforcement, and resources should instead be focused on violent criminals. Protesters made their way to 26 Federal Plaza, where those detained were taken.
The manner in which ICE is going into areas and just wreaking havoc, causing unsafe communities, it's clear, it's very obvious that this isn't making anyone safer.
Immigrants are an inherent part of the USA. They're not the problem in this country.
The NYPD says they were not involved, and this was an ICE enforcement operation.
These urban ICE raids are not just about immigration enforcement. They are strategic operations designed to create disorder and chaos, potentially justifying the mass deployment of the National Guard and military forces. The motivation is clear: a desperate political tactic linked to the vulnerability of the Trump administration. The goal is to occupy and suppress voters in major cities, the traditional strongholds of the Democratic Party, in key states like Pennsylvania with Philadelphia, and reliably blue states like New York, Illinois, and California. This military-style intimidation is an attempt to disrupt urban voter turnout, not just for the presidential election, but looking ahead to the anticipated blue tsunami of the 2026 midterms. The fight for democracy is happening on the streets of our cities. The lesson from New York is this: nonviolent resistance is not just an option, it is essential. New Yorkers mobilize their courage, their collective action, and their unity to successfully resist. This is the blueprint. Now, let's look at the confrontation itself. ICE escalated rapidly, deploying armored vehicles and intimidating street enforcers. But New Yorkers refused to back down. They got right in the agents' faces, chanting and physically interposing themselves between the agents and the vulnerable community members. Several key tactics ensured their victory. First, masking together provided unity and anonymity. Second, massing tightly around the agents demonstrated overwhelming collective power, and the constant, loud, collective chant of shame applied intense psychological pressure. A crucial insight was the 3 cell phone rule. When 3 or more people were recording, the rest put their phones down and prioritized physical intervention. This action prioritized human presence over documentation, maintaining the strength of the line. And if one person was pushed out, others immediately filled the gap to prevent a breach. The resistance exposed the truth about the ICCE agents. They are, frankly, often described as wannabes and contractors, lacking the legitimacy or the courage to face unified, nonviolent opposition. The power of numbers and solidarity completely shattered their intimidation tactics. The victory in Chinatown proves the principle.
on the sidewalk.
The people
Witnesses
united
tell
will
us
never
vendors
be
were plucked
divided
from
or
multiple
defeated.
locations along Canal
This
Street,
successful defense
including
provides a model for
Lafayette,
all
Broadway,
communities
and Church
facing these
Street.
politically
They've been grabbing
motivated
people that have been
raids.
coming here trying to support
We
their
encourage you
family.
to take
Director
concrete
of Street
action
Vendor
and
Project,
support these
Mohammed
grassroots
Atiyah, says
movements.
vendors already face
The time is now
enforcement
to
from several
oppose and
city
ultimately
agencies.
remove the
He says
forces
it's
orchestrating
difficult
this
for them to get
oppression.
licenses, making
This
them
has been
more
doublespeak.
vulnerable. Atiyah
Thank you for
called
watching.
today's